Neal Morrison, FCA, who's an advisory partner in McInerney Saunders. Works with corporates, partnerships, owner, managed and family businesses across a number of different sectors. Aims at supporting with advice they need to fulfil their aspirations. He is also current EME chairman of the International Association of Professional Accountants. So he is going to talk about just tips and tricks for your practice and SME business to work smarter. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Joe. You've all been to presentations. Someone says stand up, shake around, move about. Yeah? Who wants to start? Some very tired eyes, some dozing. My partner was having a sleep in the last session. So if anyone feels like stretching, work away. And if you need to leave before I finish, feel free to work away. That's me, advisory partner, McInerney Saunders, jack of all trades, a master of none. Our heritage. I feel that the guys down this end have been left out, so I'm going to walk down this end for a while, it's okay. We're established in 1980, now a top 20 firm of chartered accountants, working with established businesses, and have an international presence through UK 200 and IAPA. Our culture. McInerney Saunders equals smart thinking. Pre-recession, we had a few quid, spent a lot of time getting our strategy and brand developed, and that's to come up with. We now extend that to smart thinking, practical outcomes, particularly for clients, and definitely a great reception for clients and people and team alike. What makes us different? We love what we do. That's our boardroom Valentine's Day. It wasn't Valentine's Day, but you get the picture. We're lucky we love the job. I love the job. We have a great team of people in doing what we do. I want to go back in time a bit before we start what's in the future. Change from what happened this morning. Any Star Trek fans? One. Thank you. Do you know who David Gerald is? He wrote some of the scripts for Star Trek, but also wrote a great article on future computing. And this was his article. Is that a pitta in your pocket? Has anybody seen this before? Okay. I've got a cell phone, pocket organizer, beeper, calculator, digital camera, pocket tape recorder, music player. Somewhere in the next few years, all of those devices are going to melt into one and be a box of less than an inch thick. Would you agree? So someone could predict the future. I call this device Personal Information Telecommunication Agent, or PITA for short. Also a pain in the ass. Anyone agree with that? Has anyone given up a smartphone? Everyone said they had one. Anyone gone back to a normal phone? Not one. I was tempted, then realized I wouldn't have a Google Maps, Spotify, Revolut, or anything else on my phone. Haven't done it yet. Interestingly, his last statement, he said, equally, it's likely to be because having all that connectivity is going to destroy what's left of everyone's privacy. Is that a common theme? Are people concerned? Facebook is listening, phone is listening, everyone's listening. Anyone hazard a guess what year that was written? 1999. 20 years ago. 21 years ago. No calculator. Closer to home. I last stood here in 2013. I was asked to give this presentation. When I got a call in December to say would I do it again, I said, nothing really has changed. Do I want to? Not really. A bit of effort, a bit of hassle. I asked their partners to do it, they refused, so I'm left here. Sorry about that. 7 years. I Googled a picture for this, come up with a great one. 7-year itch, Marilyn Monroe. Thought it was too racy for lunchtime, so I went with this one. 7 years, very short space of time. Would you agree? What happens in 7 years? 7 years ago, I used this picture of my kids visiting Santa Claus. That's them now. Minus my daughter. I was still Santa Claus, yeah. That's them asking me a question. What do you do for a living, Dad? Jeez, I don't know. They all say phone calls, emails, meetings. That's about it. What do you do for a living? That's really it. My kids still don't understand what I do. A few years ago, you all those moments in life when you embarrass your children? Yes? No? This was my first appearance on a Late Late Show where we supervised a car giveaway draw. Is Kieran still from KPMG? No. I asked for the intro, just say cheaper than KPMG, but refused to do that. I come home, kids said, Jesus, Dad, look at the state of you. Can't believe you did that. Embarrassing us. The amount of calls, texts, Facebook messages I got from that. Never knew so many people stayed in on Friday night. This year, proudest moment for my kids. Late Late Show again, Lewis Capaldi, my daughter's favourite singer. She was going mad, she wasn't allowed on. This one, I didn't recognise this. My son delighted. So he said I should open an Instagram account. I get thousands of followers. I didn't. Even my mother was delighted with this one. Where does this all go? Room to improve. So 2013, I did a presentation what we did in the practice, and I'm going to revert back to some of the stuff we've changed since then. 7 years ago, we used Microsoft Outlook. That's now gone. We're now on Office 365. Office 365 for everything, including Outlook. I did the next slide where I have 0 emails in my inbox, and that got great attention when I gave this presentation before. People don't believe me. That's my inbox. All views are definitely my own, and I'm going to ask Donna, my partner, how many emails he has in his inbox. That's between 18 and 20,000. I keep a clear inbox. I just don't like having anything in the inbox. And I did that using rules for BCC and CC emails, where they automatically pop into those folders. So I only get emails in straight to me in the inbox. I gave this presentation in the UK. I got an email from managing partner of a big, large firm in the UK. He said, you caused absolute havoc. People are saying, never got the email. We have to switch back. If you want, you can email me after. I'll tell you how to set up these rules. I have a template done for it, and it works extremely well. Just remember to check your CC and BCC folders. On the apps, back then, 2013, I used Evernote, Business Card Reader, Dictamus, Doc Scanner, 1Password, and My Maps as my core apps everyday use. This year, I now use OneNote from Microsoft. Business Card Reader is still the same. I don't know when I last picked up a business card. People still use cards. People see cards are going, still use business cards. Don't know. Dragging anywhere instead of dragging dictate. I dictate most of my emails, and I do them twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. So I don't respond to emails as they come in. It's all about time management. Adobe Scan has an app on the phone that links to my Adobe PDF account. 1Password for all my passwords. And My Map is now changed to Oya. Back then, this was a key piece for me. Running your practice from a tablet dashboard. And we use a piece of software called Log Me In Ignition. Anyone have used that before? So it just connects to your desktop. You need your machine on, you need connectivity, and you need everything on your desktop. Back in 2013, at this presentation, I announced what our thoughts were going to be and where our future was. We were going to switch to hosted through Citrix Receiver, and we're going to switch and have a client portal. Thank God we did what we said. We've switched twice, and Susan, my partner, who looks after IT, has been through this twice. We switched once under Citrix Receiver, and we're hosted in the UK, and last year we switched to Microsoft Azure. In December we went live, which has worked absolutely fantastic. We also have a document management system called Virtual Cabinet that we now use for our client portal. Back in 2013, a big thing was 2 screens. I'm going to use 3 screens now. 1, 2. I'm going to use 4 screens. I did yesterday. So that's my desk in the office. I use, everything is Apple, so I use a MacBook, and I have 2 screens connected to the MacBook. So I have my desktop open here, and here I have a web page. That's actually Search for Less, which I use all the time. And anything I use through the net is on that machine. I also have an iPad. Anyone have an iPad Pro? No one. iPad and Apple have a new product or a new application connected called Sidecar. Whereas if you use an Apple product, so that's my MacBook Air, that's my iPad as a dual screen. So you can connect your iPad or your MacBook to a second screen. And I think it works with Surface Books as well. So at least you can have a second screen, or you can use your iPad to present to a client where they're sitting opposite you. Very, very effective. Yesterday, that's my desk at home, I was showing one of the girls in the office this presentation, and I put on the Sidecar on this one, the iPad, and all of a sudden my MacBook had 4 screens. Amazing what technology is doing now. How many use iPads? Or who uses iPads? Not too many. less than half. An iPad is now turning into a laptop. So the new iOS 13 has made Apple more like a laptop. That is my iPad, and it looks like a MacBook. I don't even know what that keyboard is. It's a keyboard from a US company called Bridge, B-R-Y-D-G-E, and you just sit your iPad into the keyboard, and all of a sudden it turns your iPad into a laptop. Fabulous piece of kit. The only thing it's lacking, it doesn't have a trackpad, but that's coming in February. You'll see beside that, I have a pencil, which turns the iPad into a notebook. That's how I go to a meeting. At this morning's session, I sat up at the back, and I looked down the room, and I was amazed I didn't see anyone taking notes on a device. Was anyone taking notes on a device? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was shocked. I now don't use a notepad, and this is what I use all the time. The product lets me do that is an app on the iPad called PDF Expert. Anybody else use that? You can take your notes, store it in the cloud, email it to yourself, print it, do whatever you want. Search it, use a OneNote. That's invaluable. Really, really good. It's not a great picture. Everything now is Wi-Fi. And this I only put in at home in December time is a Wi-Fi device called Orbi from Netgear. Anyone else use that? If you have things connected at home between kids' devices, laptops, TVs, speakers, anything else, there's a drag in your Wi-Fi. This is the best system I've seen in a long time. So I have one device downstairs where my UPC broadband's coming in, one on the landing, and it's feeding the whole house. Every device is controlled in an app, so you can knock off access for kids' devices or anything you don't want access in the Wi-Fi. Really, really good product. Our phones, that's our desk phone. We now have our phones connected to our mobile. So if you ring me and my receptionist transfers a call to my desk, it'll ring my mobile. If I stand here, pick up the app, ring your phone, it comes up from our office number. So you can work from anywhere. Clients think you're working. More importantly, partners think you're working. I'll come to that in a minute. The benefits. What's all this about? Why are we doing all this? I was trying to get a good image for this. It's not great. It says work is not a place you go, it's a thing you do. So do we need an office? Why do we go to an office? We don't really need an office. You can work from anywhere. Back when I did this in 2013, my last slide was a plug about our future. And we want the future to build a firm, look at acquisitions and everything else. We've bolted on 4 other firms in the last 7 years, 2 of whom are at this presentation and approaches afterwards. We have another one we're in the middle of looking at the moment, which is a second office, second location. That'll be a big move for us. But all this has been enabled through IT. So we have one server, it's all hosted, bringing the data, everything's live. Works fantastic. More importantly, what's it all about? People. Everyone says people are our greatest asset. Great cliche. Absolutely not. All about people. Work-life balance. Who has a good work-life balance? My 2 partners are laughing when I put a hand up. Anyone else have a good work-life balance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could get 20. Everyone says all about work-life balance. Absolutely. Any auditors in the room? Do you want the proof? Here's the proof. One of the best surveys I read recently was from University College Cork on microbusiness in Ireland. If you look at that or just Google that link and read that report, really, really good. A couple of key snippets out of it. Indicators of personal ambition. So this is business owners that were in this survey in US, Ireland, and UK. Number 1 in personal ambition is coming up, greater flexibility of personal and family life. Absolutely key. And I think personally what I find with clients, what I find with ourselves, since recession, the one thing that's changed is people aren't chasing the money. People want time. Don't want more money, don't want a bigger house, don't want a bigger car, want time. What can you not buy? People really, really want time, and we're seeing it as a big shift. Second, freedom to adopt our own approach to work. Another clanger. This from business owners saying they want freedom of top-down approach to work. Next down the list, to be able to retire. I find time has gone by too fast. I didn't take heed of this until this year. And looking back at the kids in the 7 years, they've grown so much. In 10 years' time, my eldest is 26 and my youngest is going to be 19. So I said to my partners, I want out of this in 10 years' time. Partner we had in October. I said, lads, I want to say something before we start. I want out of this in 10 years' time. First one, Owen, managing partner, says, Jesus, I'll be 61, I'll be gone then too. Dunn announces he wants to be gone then too. And Susan announced she wants to be gone then too. So we have a problem. And going back to what Rory said this morning, the next generation doesn't want to be partner. Where are we going to source it from? Where are we going to get them? So as part of our strategy today, at the end of the month, it's going to be on the agenda, how are we going to address this problem? And a lot is in work-life balance. Indicators of business ambition. The only reason I put this up was interesting against true recession. Keep business similar to how it operates now. No one wants to blow the lights out. Everyone wants to keep going the same, keep as we are, but wants a better work-life balance. Nice life, isn't it? Anyone recruiting at the minute? Few. I'm surprised, thought there'd be more. Anyone have too many staff at the minute? One. We cannot get people. An awful lot of accountants in practice cannot get staff. The demand is absolutely huge, and salaries are going up and up and up. And what's driving that, we find, is industry. So our newly qualifieds going to industry, getting better salaries than going to practice. All of a sudden, you're finding the trainees don't want to come to us, they want to go to Big Four. So our big draw is location and flexibility. So we're not looking for trainees, we're not looking for college graduates, we're taking school leavers back to the apprenticeship route, and we want people who have experience and want to have part-time, flexi time, or more time. So we want talent. So we want people who come to us who want to have a career and have a career around their own lifestyle. I asked Susan at break time, many people who got part-time, and she says about 8 or 9, or maybe 12, include the partners never there, which is me. So we have people that work from, we change our office hours from 7:30 to 4, or 8:30 to 5, Monday to Friday. We have one person who works full-time at home. We have some do 10 to 2, some do 2 to 6, one does 4 to 8 in the evening, and our payroll manager hasn't been in the office in, I'd say, the last 6 months, is it? 6 months, works full-time at home. So we Dell's doing payroll, whether it's 10 o'clock at night or 12, doesn't matter to us. Payroll needs to get done. So it's back to the work as a thing you do, not a place you go. And look at flexible working, work from home. At our partner meeting last week, we were discussing our agenda for our away day at the end of the month. And one who's now on the agenda is an actual policy for letting people work from home a day a week. So we've had the request, if we do it, is it going to make us different? Absolutely. Do other people do it? I think even in Rory's practice, going back to saying, if things are hosted and cloud-based, you don't need to be in an office. Can you get staff working remotely? Can you get staff working 40 hours? 20 hours. And particularly with part-time people, and without being sexist, I think it's all female. And if you find someone's on a good market salary, but they're paying pro-rata hours, they're under the tax bracket, they've no childcare cost, so on a net, you're far better off. Big draw. The enabler of all this is technology. To work from anywhere, work remotely, or work smart. And you know what this is? A holy grail. Anyone hazard a guess what the holy grail is? A 4-day week. If there's anyone whose business operates only on a 4-day week at the minute, stand up. Not one. I'm not surprised. Has anyone heard of a firm in Galway that went on a 4-day week since last June? Yes? Show of hands, who's heard of it? A lot of people heard of it. Microsoft Japan trialled a 4-day week and said productivity and efficiency went up. This company, called ICE Group, went on a 4-day working week. I think it was last June. Yeah, it was June. People say, yeah, great. Yeah, so what? How did it go? Now they announced they have productivity went up 27% after introducing a 4-day week. Now people take heed. An awful lot of our time is wasted in work. An awful lot of time talking. An awful lot of distractions. If you're not there, someone else dealing with the crap. If you are there, you're dragged into it. Everyone agrees with that. That's amazing. We do an awful lot of shite. Excuse the French. I saw this one last week, was researching this presentation. I thought this was very interesting. An awful lot of this has happened in Australia and New Zealand. And funny, in the UK, I didn't realize I was looking at this last week. In 2014, they passed legislation allowing people to request flexibility at work. Didn't know that. In Australia, this company on a 4-day week is a company, digital agency. They decided Wednesday's their close day. That's good. In Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, back in Thursday, Friday, then the weekend. Who'd like that? If someone was offering you that, would you move job? Show of hands. That's our recruitment sorted. Finland has a first young female Prime Minister, and she is now looking, as you said, forward thinking is called for 4-day working week with the added bonus of 6-hour days. 6-hour days. I'd have to double my work. I don't work hard. And I know I get slagged over this in the office. I don't work hard. I would say at best I do 40 hours a week. I definitely don't do 60 hours a week. I didn't train, not anymore. We don't work hard. We work efficient. And we expect our staff to be efficient. And our staff definitely don't work hard. Stampede at the door at 4 o'clock. Which we don't mind. What do you expect? The heading of this presentation, I deliberately had this in small, unable to read, tips and tricks for your practice in SME business to work smarter. It's just about working smarter, not harder. What would you do if you had a day week at home? What would you do if you're home on a Wednesday? Everyone's all about mindfulness, about looking after yourself, looking after your person. No kids, no spouse, no nothing. What would you do? Everyone says, gee, it's fantastic. Take up a hobby, study something different, do something different. Our weekends are gone with our family. You never get time for yourself. Don't tell my wife. So, we're at 1 o'clock, just a quick recap. There's always room for improvement, no matter what we do, particularly in the IT. I don't have all the answers, and I'd love to hear from other people if you're using other methods or other apps to be more efficient. Manage your email. The curse of everything, manage your email. At our partner meeting last Thursday, I was told our audit director has taken his email off his phone. I said, fair play to him. Absolutely delighted. We don't need it. We are enshrined to our email. Keep calm. There's an app for everything. There is an app called Calm. I use it myself. Very good, help me sleep at night. Or during the day if you want a quick nap. If you're not hosted already, consider going hosted. Consider moving your servers to the cloud. Whether it's private cloud, whether it's through Microsoft Azure, whatever. Talk to all the providers and see what can be done. It helps everything. Anyone know this pub? Jeez, a lot of people know that. The best response I got. Consider your hardware. So whether it's going to be laptops, screens, iPads, dual screens, whatever else, decide your hardware. Get the hardware right. It's an enabler for technology. And it's all about the team. All about the people, all about the clients, all about ourselves. Even though we found the I, it's not about I. All about the team. I know I'm holding you up for lunch, but happy to take any questions. And work smarter. Thank you.